Welcome all, and thank you for joining us. I have the CEO of Ionic Rare Earths, Mr. Tim Harrison here, who's going to give everybody an update on the recent $15.6 million capital raising announced this week. A bit more information on the strategic US investor that's joining the company, very pleasingly, and an overview of the recent rights issue as well. Tim, over to you.
Hi, Peter. Yeah, look, fantastic news yesterday. We were able to announce a very strongly supported rights issue. So I'd like to thank shareholders for their support and also welcome new shareholders, institutional, sophisticated investors coming on board with Ionic Rare Earths. So yeah, yesterday we announced $15.6 million of both rights issue and placement, including that substantial, a significant cornerstone investment coming from Ionic Creek Partners, who, as a strategic, we've been in discussions with for some time, and now looking at the ability to not only develop and execute the commercialization of our magnet recycling demonstration commercialization in Belfast, but looking at now at the hyperscaling and expanding that technology into North America and other markets that we're very keenly focused on.
Tim, there's been talk about critical minerals, and the rare earth narrative has been very strong coming out of the US, and they've recently invested into MP Rare Earths in the US to secure their own supply chain. It seems now this market in Australia is finally waking up. There's been some action across the rare earth space, and Ionic Rare Earths has been a party to that too in the last few days.
Yeah, look, certainly. I mean, we've watched both, US, European markets have seen a significant re-rate on rare earth companies over certainly the last 6 months since China implemented the export controls restrictions back at the start of April. We've seen, substantial growth in the share prices of companies in those markets. I think the Australian investors have been a little bit sort of slow to realise what's actually happening, and the degree, the quantum of funding being deployed, certainly by government stakeholders, has been substantial. We've also seen some early M&A. And I point to the recent acquisition of Less Common Metals in the US by USA Rare Earths, which has seen for that initial commitment from USA Rare Earths to LCM, almost tripling of the market capitalization of USA Rare Earths, almost putting on about $3 billion worth of US market cap in the last 2 and a bit weeks. So the focus is really around downstream processing. The realization is that is the area where investment and government support is being focused, and means that companies like ourselves, Ionic Rare Earths, which is focused on developing new supply chains, making the value-added compounds, those mixed rare earth oxides or magnet rare earth oxides, is firmly in the focus of that government support, and very, very keen on what's about to happen in the US, and leveraging on all the foundation work we've done in the UK.
And I just want to, in closing, Tim, I just want to reiterate, there are very few companies around the world producing rare earths outside of China. It's talked about a lot, but there are very few companies actually making rare earths today. Ionic Rare Earths, through its subsidiary Ionic Technologies, is doing that today through its recycling program.
Yeah, that's right. We're making magnet rare earth oxides, and we're selling magnet rare earth oxides. We're making materials that are going into demonstrator programs to de-risk new supply chains for customers, whether that be in the auto space and military and defence. So we've got visibility on the next round of investment, and very confident that Ionic Rare Earths is going to be a significant beneficiary. And with a team like Ionic Creek Partners now in our corner, working on the next phase of growth for the business, and working closely with Brett, myself, and the rest of the team, we're extremely excited about what's coming next.
All right, and just finally, Tim, that's to put that capital raise to bed is one thing. What can shareholders expect over coming months?
Yeah, so beyond the positive news this week, we are getting extremely close now on finalisation of the capital grant in the UK. I'm heading back to the UK next week. So getting close now on finalising and squaring away all of the remaining queries and items that we need to close out with the UK government. We're doing also some work with the UK government on the supply chain, and so I'll be heading off to Japan shortly thereafter with a team from the UK on the supply chain, looking at how Ionic technology is going to be part of that UK supply chain. We've got quite a bit of stuff happening right now in the US and dialogue happening with potential partners there, which is incredibly exciting. And hopefully that materializes very shortly. And then we've got this massive opportunity that's emerging in Brazil. So across that spectrum of, it's really the downstream part of the supply chain, which I think we're going to really benefit from all of the work we've done over the last 3 years. So it's a very exciting phase for the company.
Very exciting and a full dance card, Tim. It's a great transition time for Ionic Rare Earths. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll look forward to getting this message out to shareholders and the broader market.